Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. Horrid Henry and Moody Margaret went into the gleaming white kitchen. Henry got out 2 wooden mixing bowl spoons and a giant red bowl. "I'll start," said Henry, and he went into the cupboard and he opened the doors wide. "Porridge," said Henry, and he poured some into the bowl. Margaret opened the fridge. She looked inside and she grabbed a small container. "Soggy semolina!" shouted Margaret, and it went into the bowl. Coleslaw, spinach, coffee, yoghurt, flour, vinegar, baked beans, mustard, peanut butter, mouldy cheese, pepper and rotten potatoes. "And ketchup!" shouted Henry. He squirted in the ketchup until the bottle was empty. "Now mix," said Margaret. Horrid Henry and Moody Margaret grabbed hold of the spoons with both hands and they plunged the spoons into the gloop and began to stir. It was very hard and heavy work. Faster and faster, harder and harder, they stirred. There was gloop on the ceiling, gloop on the floor, gloop on the clock and gloop on the door. Margaret's hair was covered in gloop, and so was Henry's face. Margaret looked into the bowl. She'd never seen anything so yucky in all of her life. "It's ready," she said. Horrid Henry and Moody Margaret carried the gloop to the table. They sat down and they stared at it, sloppy, slimy, sludgy, sticky, smelly, gooey, gluey, gummy, greasy, gloopy, gloop. "Right," said Henry. "Who's going to eat this first?" There was a long pause. Henry looked at Margaret and Margaret looked at Henry. "Me," said Margaret. "I'm not scared." She scooped up a large spoonful and stuffed it in her mouth. Then she swallowed it. Her face went pink, purple and then green. "How does it taste?" said Henry. "Good," said Margaret, trying not to choke. "Have some more," said Henry. "Your turn first," said Margaret. Henry sat for a moment and looked at the gloop. "My mum doesn't let me eat in between meals," said Henry. "Henry!" hissed Moody Margaret. Henry took a tiny spoonful. "More?" said Margaret. Henry took a tiny bit more. The gloop wobbled lumpily on the spoon. It looked like... Henry didn't want to think about what it looked like. He closed his eyes and he brought the spoon to his mouth. Yum, said Henry. "You didn't eat any," said Margaret. "That's not fair." She scooped up some more gloop and I dread to think what would have happened next if they hadn't been interrupted. "Can I come in now?" called a small voice from outside. "It's my turn to be Hook." Horrid Henry had forgotten all about Perfect Peter. "OK," shouted Henry. Peter came in the door. "I'm hungry," he said. "Come in, Peter," said Henry sweetly. "Your dinner is on the table." And that is the end of the story. Have a good day. Goodbye.